You're such a sellout. We can't trust your opinion when you make money off of these supplements. Y'all, those are some of my favorite comments. Actually, I get the hate comments, make me laugh a lot of the time. But when it comes down to it, pretty much every supplement company, reputable ones, are gonna have very similar formulas in their pre-workouts and stuff like that. So whichever one you go with, you're gonna get very similar results. But since I am affiliated with Harder Than Last Time Supplements, I figured I'd take this time to go through the product list on the website and show you all the things that I do not, and will not take. And I did the same thing a couple years ago, but there have been a lot of new products on the website that he's come out with, new things I've tried, what I think of them, want to share it with you, see what I think is worth your money or probably a waste of money and don't bother with. So just want to be honest with you with what I think of these things to show you that I'm not just going to push everything, I'm just going to show you the things that I use and that I believe work for me. So let me know down in the comments, what do you use? What are your typical go-to supplements and what brand do you like? So as we get into it, I'm just going to go down the list here. Supplements. And this is Harder Than Last Time's website, HTLTsupps.com. We've got greens and reds. So this is something I took before, but it used to be just greens. I haven't taken this before, but this is greens formula, fruits and vegetables, never tasted this good. So for me, the longer I've been working out, the more I try to focus on real foods, not just protein powders, protein bars, green supplements, stuff like this. I want to try to get as much real food things as I can. And this is something, I don't have a problem with this. I actually used it in the bodybuilding show prep that I did. And that's kind of when I would suggest to use something like this, because when your calories do get so low, you really can't eat as much food. You're really limited. You're not getting as much nutrients. So something like this is a good way to help get in those extra vegetables, fruits, and vitamins and minerals that come along with that. So no problem with that. We have GO2 Max, his most popular supplement. So what does this do? This is peak endurance support. This is supposed to help you with increasing your rate of oxygen consumption, your VO2 max. Let's see, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, NMN, it's a nicotinamide mononucleotide. And it supposedly has some anti-aging benefits too. Guys on Joe Rogan's podcast, who was it, Andrew Huberman, talked about it. There's lots of studies coming out with it. And I actually made a video of it, I'll link for you as well. When I tried it out for a month, and it helped me improve quite noticeably on my swim times. I was trying to get up to swimming 2 miles in an hour in a lap pool, trying to keep everything the same, the meals I ate, the time of day I went, all that, it's all laid out in the video, and it made a big difference. I didn't hit it, but I got really close. So I think this definitely works, but as a cardio supplement, it's not something I would buy just to go to the gym and work out. If you're doing circuit training or trying to go to the gym, just going through machines, trying to get a quick 30, 45 minute workout because you don't have a lot of time, it could help you because it's essentially like a cardio type of workout then, and it's gonna help you get through it with more energy the whole time. But overall, I don't really see a need for it. Even when I do cardio, I don't really use it now. Sometimes I will, but I'm not really training to try to compete in any kind of cardio sport. So I wanna get better, but at the same time, I don't care that much to buy a supplement for it. So it definitely does work, but it's not something that's needed all the time in my opinion. We've got Turk Builder Plus. Now this is something that has interested me. So before there was, I think it was called Turk Builder, I think the original one, then it came out, there's this whole controversy going on that there wasn't actually testosterone in it, it was Ecdy steroids. So then he rebranded it as Ecdy Builder, and then over the last year, he's researched, gotten this, I believe, from Uzbekistan, actual testosterone in here, and in the nutrition facts it has all that. But essentially, steroid-like effects is what it says, and it's not banned for competition, but it is on WADA's watch list. So the thing that gets me is people hate Greg so much for this supplement. There's a lot of reviews I've read, people said it worked for them, they noticed it immediately. For me, one of the things that would keep me from using it is the whole possibly being banned by WADA, because I've competed in bodybuilding before. I don't plan on it again, at least not anytime soon. I've been doing powerlifting competitions, natural ones, so if it did become a banned substance, I wouldn't really feel right continuing to compete in those because I would have taken this before, which would give me a benefit, kind of like if you took steroids and then stopped and went and competed. So that's one of the reasons why. Also, I'm still improving in the gym. I don't really want to start taking even more and more things and feel like I'm dependent on it to keep making gains, or if I take it out, then I'm gonna start losing muscle if it is steroid-like effects. But let me know what you think of it down in the comments. It's kind of funny how polarizing it is because people hate on Greg for trying to sell this, but then, you know, if Chris Bumstead has it on his website or Derek with Gorilla Mind has it on his, no one seems to bring that up, but they attack Greg for it because he says it works so well. But, you know, If you want to try it, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you have tried it and if it worked for you, because I am interested. I actually had editor Steve reach out to me and let me know he'd hook me up with some if I want to try it out, because when I've done these experiments with GO2 Max, I was really detailed in trying to see how it affected me, and I really track stuff a lot when I'm working out with my progress and what I'm eating, what I'm taking, and how it affects me. So it's not something I definitely won't take in the future, but I don't see any need for it at this point. Ecdy Builder, this is what we were talking about. This was the original turkesterone. It was relabeled as Ecdy Builder. I don't take it. I don't plan on taking it. So I believe it works. I mean, if he says it works for him, I believe him. I don't think Greg's just out there lying with his stuff. I mean, all the stuff I've learned from his cookbooks, from the training plans, all the progress I've made from what I've learned from him, I just don't see the guy as being a liar. I mean, sure, everyone exaggerates and maybe stretches the truth at times, but I don't think he's flat out lying. New CICO Bar. So these are pretty good. I bought a few packs of these when it first came out. They used to have more options. I liked I think it was called Dirty Cookies and Cream or something like that. It was my favorite one, but it's not there anymore. This is the only CICO Bar they have. I don't like it that much. Honestly, I like Anabars better. Greg's gonna hate on me for that, but this is 230 calories. Anabars are anywhere from 280 to 295, so you're talking, what, a 50 to 65 calorie difference. And for me, it's worth it. I like the way the Anabars taste way more. These are fine. If you're cutting, maybe I would use this, or I'd probably go for something like Quest Bar that's even lower. But they don't taste good, so I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But right now, I eat like 3,000 calories a day, so it's not 50 extra calories, 60 extra calories isn't gonna break the bank. So I'm well within my calorie budget for the day eating Anabars. And my favorite one is the white chocolate cinnamon swirl. That is on point. Hungrier than last time. This is supposed to make you hungry. It's an appetite stimulant. So not something I need, but if you're underweight, maybe something to look into. If you haven't already figured out how to eat higher calorie things like adding oils and stuff, drinking calories, there's so many ways you can get calories, and people say, I eat so many calories, but I'm just not gaining weight. Just like on the opposite end, people say I'm in such a calorie deficit, but I'm not losing weight, when usually they're not counting those things like oils and sodas and stuff like that. So really dial in your diet and make sure you're actually eating what you think you are. And if you're not making progress, add more food if you're not gaining weight. And if you're not making progress losing weight, cut more food out. Simple as that. Blood work. From what I understand, this is more for the folks who are on gear, that are your liver, kidneys, things like that are gonna get affected by taking those anabolic drugs. So I don't really know much about it. I don't see a need to take it for me. Every time I go to the doctor, my blood works fine. So I'm gonna trust them with that. Collagen Plus. Yeah, I've never taken this. I don't plan on it. So there you go. NAC, N-acetylcysteine. I don't even know what this is. Let's take a look real quick. An amino acid precursor to glutathione, the master antioxidant of the body. So antioxidants, exposure toxins. So honestly, I don't know much about this or what that does. I'd have to do more research, but at this point, another thing that I don't take. Protein powders, protein things. So we got the coffee creamer. I don't drink coffee, so I don't use that. The collagen I don't take as well. We talked about the CICO bars. Protein powders. Now, when he first came out with this very first protein, there was just whey peanut butter protein or chocolate peanut butter, or maybe vanilla peanut butter. It was really good. I used it in oatmeals. I have a recipe on that for banana peanut butter, banana oatmeal. Really good. I ate that almost every day for like 4 or 5 months. Super good, easy to make. But then he started coming out with all these other flavors, but they were all casein plus whey, which it gets really thick because the casein is a thicker protein. And I did not like it. I didn't like the texture of it, and the things, when I put it in oatmeal, I didn't like that. Certain things, if I cook pancakes, I didn't like it. But apparently in his cookbook, which I have, but I don't cook a whole lot of stuff out of it. I have some go-to things that I use and basically built my own diet off of that. But a lot of the recipes use these, which casein is better for cooking in general. So I think that's why he has so many of these, because it incorporates into his cookbook, and then if you buy his cookbook, they call for these things, and that's more money he makes from that. I actually bought a couple of these recently. This chocolate peanut butter and white chocolate peppermint. I want to try to make a few of the new recipes I haven't tried, so I'll have some videos on that coming out sometime in the next couple months, but it's not my favorite. And the kind that I used to get was out of stock for like 6 months. I made a video about it, and then like the next week it was off their website, so it was pretty funny. But I have been using this vegan protein powder just to mix in with drinks. This chocolate peanut butter one I really like. I'll put a scoop and a half, sometimes 2 scoops in a shaker cup, just drink it with some cold water, add some ice, and it's pretty good. It's almost like a little milkshake. You get 40 grams of protein with 2 scoops, or 42, something like that. 260 calories, so quick way to get some extra protein. And I try to hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I'm about 190 now, so I shoot for just around 200 for an easy number. Aminos, EAAs, BCAAs, electrolytes. I've never taken this. You know, a lot of people, I hear more and more people talking about, I need to get my electrolytes, gotta get all my electrolytes. Like, I've never really thought about that. Like, I drink a lot of water. I have sodium in my foods. I do sweat a lot. There was one time earlier in the year when I did a pretty hard leg workout when it was getting really hot out, sweating a ton, did a ton of extra calf work, and I was at my buddy's house watching a movie afterwards, and we were hanging out on the couch, and I hadn't drank a whole lot since the workout, and my right calf just, it knotted up so hard and it hurt so bad. So it could be useful if you're sweating like crazy, but for me, one other thing I don't really see a need for me to have, maybe if you're doing a lot of cardio, sweating, it might be better. Like, you know, Greg, for example, he's biking every day for an hour or more at a time typically, so you're sweating a lot, it's probably a good thing to have. Creatine monohydrate. Now, this is one of my go-tos I take every day. Take a scoop of it in the morning. It's one of those things you don't have to take a bunch of it, you don't have to take it around your workout. It's just 5 grams a day is gonna be sufficient for most people. I have a video where I reviewed this, I don't know, like almost 2 years ago, and I actually got acne from using creatine when I first started. I just got a cheap Walmart brand because when I was watching Greg videos before he had his supplements, he said, just get creatine monohydrate. So I got the Walmart brand. It was cheap. I was like, okay, it says creatine monohydrate, but apparently there was something in there that didn't agree with me. I don't know what kind of additives they might have put in there. And I started breaking out, and my wife finally was like, didn't you start taking something? So I quit taking it, it went away. Started taking it again, it came back. So then I went and tried a different brand that was more expensive, and I didn't have any issues. And then when Greg came out with his, I started using it, same thing, no issues. So maybe not get the cheapest kind, get some kind of good brand of it to make sure you're actually getting just the creatine that you want, and it should be fine. And I have that video I'll link. A lot of people commented that they had the same problems and got acne as soon as they started taking creatine. So be sure to check that out. Something I take every day though. Test booster. Now, I'm just gonna lump all these together. G-Test, 3-Test, Tomcat, Ali. I don't take any of them. I don't know what my testosterone level is. I think I'm gonna get it checked eventually just to have an idea and see what my baseline is, because a lot of people have lower levels, but they work just fine. Their free testosterone's higher, so what they have available, or what they have is available to use. There's a lot that goes into it, but I could see this being something to take, again, if you were going to do a bodybuilding show, you want to stay natural, because when you get really lean, your testosterone levels are going to go down. And if this can help boost it up some, well then great, you know, it can help you feel better, help you stay at a higher level during that short period of time where you're super lean at that unhealthy state trying to look good for a bodybuilding show. So one of the things that I could see taking for the short term if you're prepping for a show or something like that. Fat burner, again, I've never taken this. I don't have any need to do it. If I need to lose weight, I'm just gonna calorie deficit, it's no big deal. Start walking more, it doesn't take a whole lot. But if you have a harder time with that, you know, maybe look into it. It says it helps to increase your core body temperature while simultaneously curbing appetite and helping defeat cravings. So we got caffeine, other stuff in there for you. You know, caffeine's another stimulant. So be aware if you're taking this and you're taking pre-workouts and you're drinking coffee, you could be getting a lot of stimulants. So be aware of what you're taking if it has caffeine, so you're not, you know, going too crazy on your body there. G Focus, cognition, mood, and focus. It's designed with premium focus and mood enhancement in mind. Unlock the potential of the brain. I've never taken this, I've never taken anything like this. I feel like my brain works pretty well. One of the big things to help with brain fog and things like that, make sure you have a good diet, make sure you're in shape, you're exercising, and getting a lot of sleep. That's definitely gonna probably play one of the biggest factors in how well your brain's working, because if you're not sleeping, then you're gonna feel groggy and foggy. So again, not something I see myself taking. Sleep aid. I don't take sleeping pills. That's one of the things I do not want to get hooked on. I don't want to feel like I have to take something in order to fall asleep. I know I said the same thing a couple years ago when I made a similar video, and people are like, you just sound like you're afraid to take stuff. I'm like, I'm not afraid to. I've gotten to the point where if I'm tired, I go to sleep. My job, I travel all around the world, all kinds of time zones constantly, and I'll sleep in the middle of the day if I'm tired. I don't have a problem with it. So I just don't want to get hooked on stuff. I remember when I first got in the military going through pilot training, they gave us 3 different types of sleeping pills that we had to take and log the effects and what worked for us. And 2 of them didn't do anything. One of them though, I was like, felt really weird and fell asleep for a long time, but I didn't feel that rested when I got up. So I don't know, if you have problems sleeping, maybe it's something to look into, but for me, don't plan on ever taking any sleeping pills. Liver support. Again, from what I understand, this is more for those folks who are using the unnatural supplements to help with your internal body functions that you're impacting negatively because of those drugs. It's not something I take or something I see the need to take. Bedroom support, harder than last time. I just had my 6th kid, so not a problem. MultiVitamin. I did take this for a while. When I was doing a bodybuilding show, I was taking the multivitamin every day, getting ready for that, and the greens that I was talking about, because I just wasn't getting as many nutrients in. I still take multivitamin now, some probiotics and prebiotics, this company that my wife researched and likes, and she got that for me, so I don't take this anymore, but I didn't have any issues with it. It seemed to work fine, or I didn't notice anything negative, so there you go. FibrO IMO Powder. I haven't used this in a long time, but I'm gonna get some because some of the recipes I wanna try in the cookbook call for it. But definitely when I was making my homemade protein bars, this was one of the go-tos for it, because this was a replacement for that, I forget what it's called, but the kind of syrup that he used for mixing in with the protein powder. Last thing here on the supplements, pre-workouts. So, GO2 Max is included in that pre-workout. So I have really all 4 of these. So what we have here is the pre-workout 2.0, which is almost out. They're running out of these. Once it's gone, they're gonna start only having this 3.0 from what I understand. I have a few of these 3.0s. The formulation's a little bit different. I haven't used it yet because I still have quite a few of these grape candy 2.0s. It's my favorite flavor, which made me kind of sad because there's no grape candy in the 3.0 yet, but maybe they'll make it once the 2.0's out. And then also the Hardcore Stem 2.0. I bought one of these. I haven't tried it yet because again, I have a lot of my other stuff that I'm not using, but I do want to try it. It's just, these have more caffeine, a little bit different formula, but you know, maybe if I'm going into a powerlifting competition, I've done a few of those now, that could be something that I'm using more, so going into there, a little extra pump and all that. But what I've started to try to do more or less of, depending on how you look at it, is have less caffeine, because I was getting where I was having about 400 milligrams a day throughout the day, where that's like the recommended top dose of how much you should have, and now I'm only having about 100. And so what I've been doing lately is taking 1 scoop of my pre-workout 2.0 that has 100 milligrams of caffeine about 30-ish minutes before I work out, and then I'll get a scoop of this pre-pump and put that in and just drink it throughout the workout, and it's kind of prolonging the effects of everything else without the caffeine. So instead of having 2 scoops of this, 1 of this, and then 1 of that after, and it's like having multiple tasty drinks. And I have some of this beta-alanine too, because for a while the pre-workout flavor that I got, the grape candy and a different, I forget which one I had before, did not have any beta-alanine in it because they had like the itch and the no itch formula, the beta-alanines. What it buffers lactic acid, so it's supposed to help you be able to push further before you're starting to get, you know, the really crazy pumps that are burning, and let you push a little further. So I started adding my own beta-alanine into that, but now I'm pretty sure these 3.0s, they all have beta-alanine in them. Yeah, 4,000 milligrams right there. So quite a bit, you're gonna feel that. So once I run out of the beta-alanine, I probably won't be ordering more because it's already in the pre-workouts, the flavors that I like. So yeah, I use all the various pre-workouts at different times. These are the things that work for me. Let me know what you use, what your favorite flavor is, what brands. I used to use Rise because that was what Greg was sponsored by. And then when he went on his own, I was like, hey, I trust what he does, so I want to try his stuff. And it's worked great for me. So no issues there. And then we'll take a look at a couple of these other things. Apparel, I do have a few of the things. This shirt is really comfortable. I don't like the bottom of it, how it's like kind of rounded. I like squared off shirts more like this would be, but this is a really comfortable shirt. It's stretchy, it's loose, so it breathes, especially when I'm working out and it's super hot in the summertime. I just have a rag to wipe off the sweat, and this thing, it's really comfortable to work out in. I don't think I have any of this other stuff, that's it. I'm not gonna buy anything else because I'm actually making my own line, not necessarily line, but I've been making my own products like this here. I'm looking into making some shirts and stuff like that. I want to find some stuff I really like. Something with a similar type of material as this would be good. And then cookbooks. So everyone hates on Greg for the cookbooks. Who's gonna sell a PDF for $150? Look, $150, I know that sounds like a lot, but a lot of you are commenting that with your like $1,000 plus iPhone. So you're gonna spend your money on what's important to you. If it's something you want, you're gonna save up the money, you're gonna get it. And I got the very first cookbook here when it came out, and it taught me so much, like just substitutes on what to make, and I started making my own recipes based off stuff I learned from him and things that I liked. And there's a whole section in it that has every fruit you can think of laid out with how many grams equals 100 calories and how much protein is in various fruits and vegetables. So you can easily go in there and see, okay, I want this many calories, I want 100 calories of this food or of this, or how much protein. You can look at it easily instead of Googling and maybe getting the right answer. He's done all the research, put it in there for you. It's really useful. And with the PDFs, you get updates if something changes or he adds a recipe to it, you're gonna get the update to the PDF. I did get a hard copy, but I have the PDF as well. So it's definitely very useful, and it's not necessarily just so you eat out of that your whole life, but it teaches you substitutes and what to look for in different foods. And when you go out to restaurants and stuff, you know, oh, well, you know, this is better than this. I know a whole lot more. Once you have the knowledge of how much things weigh and what stuff generally looks like, you don't have to count calories. Like, I haven't been counting calories for months. I'm just keeping a mental total in my head of how much protein I'm having, because I'm still trying to shoot for that certain amount of protein every day. But the calories, I just kind of go with it now and have a general idea of how much I've eaten, and just watch my weight on the scale and see how it fluctuates. I usually stay within 2 or 3 pounds. I've never read this Circle Diet book, but I get the concepts of it based on the videos I've watched. I got this Harder Than Last Time training book, and it was really good. That's what I based my very first training program that I followed consistently for over a year. Back in 2020 to 2021, I made a video showing how I gained 20 pounds over that time. Not all muscle, I'll throw that out right now, but I'll link that video as well if you wanna check it out. But it was really good. I programmed what I need to do based on his, he has different levels of beginner, intermediate, advanced, how many days a week you wanna do. You wanna do a 3-day split, 4, 6, all that. So it worked out really well. Don't have these, but I'm sure they're probably good as well. So I believe that is pretty much everything from Harder Than Last Time. Again, if you wanna get supplements and you want some money off, look down in the description. I have my code in there that'll get you some money off. And the funny thing about those comments with being a sellout and stuff like that is that I buy my own supplements still. I'm not a sponsored athlete. I get a commission if you guys use my promo code in the description. It helps out the channel, but it doesn't even cover what I buy for myself. It brings in very little. So just be aware of that, you know, if you think I'm a sellout, I'm not making millions. I got a regular job. I pay for the stuff myself. With the creatine, a lot of times you have sales going on where it's, you get 3, you get a pretty big discount on it. Or like this, we have here, this buy one, get one 60% off for the GO2 Max. I'm pretty sure when you get those deals, the promo codes don't stack on top of it. So if you are gonna buy multiple things, you might wanna get like your GO2 Max and creatine and the things that have the big sales by themselves, and then go in and get your pre-workouts or whatever else and put in the discount code to get a discount on that. So just something to keep in mind. I'm not sure if they have that worked out on the website. I haven't ordered stuff in a while. And again, I ordered this stuff myself, I pay for it, I'm not getting it for free. So keep that in mind. I hope it was helpful. Hit that like button if this was useful, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all in the next one.